I'm doing a video. I'm doing it's not getting ready with me because I mean, like, I'm not really going anywhere. But I really need to start practicing doing makeup on myself. I thought I should record a video while I was talking to you guys about the service industry in Atlanta. Like, being a bottle girl in Atlanta, moving to Atlanta to work in the service industry. You know, how to get hired as a server or a bottle waitress, do's and don'ts, like what to expect, that kind of stuff. I had made some TikToks, like washing my money and counting my tips, because I know that people have a lot of questions about, you know, being a bottle girl, being a service industry worker, especially in a larger city like Atlanta. I feel like you just explain it better when we talk about it. I just wiped off my face and now I'm going to go ahead and put on a mattifying primer. All the products that I'm using, I've just kind of accumulated over the years. And as you can see, like, my skin's not being crazy right now. First thing I'm going to do while I'm talking is my eyebrows. That's actually the most, that's the most difficult thing for me to do, is my eyebrows, just because I have like a natural, like, light colored hair, so I don't really like a very like dark eyebrow look. So even though I have a brown eyebrow pencil, since I don't do my eyebrows very often and since they're not freshly waxed, so like I actually do have a lot of like hairs and shit, I don't know how this is gonna go. So I'm not gonna be probably talking to y'all as much while I do my eyebrows because I kind of need to focus, but I did want to be talking to y'all while I was getting ready. You know that I originally lived in Pittsburgh, and December 2020, at the very end of December, like right before New Year's, I moved to Atlanta. I had decided to move here because I was sick of not making money in Pittsburgh. Being a nightlife promoter, my business kind of just like vanished. The time that I moved, we were pretty still thick into the pandemic. I actually think I'm going to do my eyebrows and then come back. Like, I don't do eyebrows, so y'all are gonna be looking at it like she's doing it wrong. That looks thick as hell. She looks like Oscar Grouch. So just give me a second, and I'll be right back. Like, they could be cleaner. Like, my eyebrows are not, they're not sisters, they're cousins. One is a little bit higher than the other. Like, my face is not symmetric. But I mean, I think this is like the gist of how I want them. They could look better, like more perfect, but for a beginner, I mean, it looks better whenever I like put my foundation and stuff on. Okay, so for my foundation, I'm gonna just mix two different ones together. So, I don't know, like, talking and doing my makeup is actually harder than I thought because I don't really know how to do my makeup. I have a tan right now anyway, so like, my foundation's a different color than usual, but I also don't usually have a foundation, so let's see. So how did I get hired as a bottle girl? Well, my friend had already lived here, and I had came down here for the very first time. Like, I already decided I was going to move here, and I came down here for the first time, and I went to Kinko's and I printed out my resume, and I printed out my photos on a thick quality photo paper. So we went into a couple of places with some resumes and photos. Made my resume, I made it like service, industry, customer service, focused, and we went into a couple different places. But we had went to a place called, actually I don't even want to talk about what it was called because I'm not here to talk about that right now. But when we had went to the one lounge, I just asked them, I'm like, is there a manager here? There was nothing that said they were hiring or nothing like that. I didn't know anyone who worked there. I didn't even know anybody here. I didn't even live here. And they took me to the manager and I introduced myself and I gave him my resume and I gave him my photos and I'm like, hey, like, I'm moving here. I really want to work here. I'm a hard worker. I have open availability. Like, that's what they want to hear. They want to hear that you have open availability and they want to hear that you're not lazy. A lot of the girls who are from Atlanta, since so much money circulates in Atlanta and in the service industry, there's not as much hustle with the girls that are from here because money just comes to them. Like, you're in Atlanta, money's gonna come to you. But when you're from somewhere else, typically you have more of a, from my experience, what I've seen, you kind of have more hustle. Like, you have more of a work ethic, more fire under your ass to get money because you have to work harder for your money in smaller cities. A good, you know, selling point for yourself is just straight up like, I'm a hard worker. I mean, you could just say that at your interview. You don't even have to really be a hard worker. Obviously, you wanna be cute. I don't have a big butt. I don't have like a super banging body, and I definitely gained weight since I got here in the wrong places. It does help, obviously, to look cute. So you want to look cute when you go in. It's another reason why I'm like, let me practice my makeup more. Like, let me turn my bad bitch up. You know, people like the natural, the pretty. I don't really wear makeup to work. And now that I'm looking for a new job, if I do choose to work at a place that does require a little bit more glam, I want to be prepared for that. And it's not really something I can complain about because I'm working in this industry. When you work in an industry like VIP experience and waitressing and bottle service and bartending, and you're in a city like this and you want to work at a club, or you want to work at a lounge, like, you want to be attractive, you want to look good, you want to smell good, you want to have a positive attitude, you want to have a good attitude, because you want tips. Like, people aren't obligated to pay you. And that's part of the risk that goes with working in this shit too, because people don't tip. Like, so many people don't tip. Like, enough people tip to where it's worth it and you make so much money, but at the same time, there's so many people that don't tip you. And that's why you want to make sure you work in an environment that has the kind of clientele that you want. You want to work in an environment that will advocate for you if your customers are not taking care of you, because a lot of places here don't pay you hourly. Not that a service pay is really much of anything, but they don't pay you anything. So they don't come out of pocket for you. You pay for your own uniforms. Somebody walk out on a tab, you pay for it. You don't get paid hourly. So it doesn't really matter to them if you're making money, but it should, because they should want you to be happy. Now, when I say they should want you to be happy, obviously you're going to hear the clubs have a really, really high turnover rate, and that can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. It's a good thing because if you really do not like the venue that you're at, you don't like how things are done, you don't like how management treats you, you don't like the payouts, you don't like your coworkers, you don't like the distance, the parking, the hours, those sorts of things, you might not even like the uniform. You can go to another venue because there's so much money to make in Atlanta. So it's a good thing that you're able to kind of hop around and find different gigs and different jobs. But at the same time, that can be exhausting and that can actually make you burn out faster. So you really, really want to be a little bit strategic in which places you even are attempting to work at. So you want to know what questions to ask. You want to know how you're getting paid. Now, a common way to get paid is 20% gratuity, but some lounges and clubs will have house fees that you have to pay out a percent of your earnings after every shift, in addition to tipping out the service bartender as well as the barbacks. So when you work in nightlife, you definitely have to pick your poison, and you definitely want to do research before you apply to a spot, and there's a bunch of shit that goes into it. So this video, I wasn't able to talk as much as I wanted to. I'm still getting the hang of this, but I'm going to do a part 2. I'm going to talk about it more. I'm going to vlog more, and I definitely got more content coming. So thank you so much if you made it to this point. I really do hope that you subscribe to my channel, because I definitely plan to create more content on here. I'm just getting started. So thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications.